everybody. It is now, actually, it is Tuesday, May 16th. I've been kind of lame about vlogging. A lot has happened. The big thing is that Star happened last week, and it totally took everything out of me. Like, I meant to do so much stuff, and it just didn't happen because I forget how much Star, or administering a big test like that. In fact, I had to do it for 4 days, which didn't make it any better. But I forget how much mental energy that takes out. And so I just haven't been there. And then this weekend, wasn't feeling too well, went to the doctor yesterday. And so now I'm on meds, and I'm just like, mentally, I'm having trouble catching up. Like, I'm just feeling kind of burnout a lot. And of course, being on meds isn't really helping. Like, I feel like I'm able to determine all the things that I need to do, and I'm starting to work on them, but I'm not accomplishing them fast enough. So that's kind of what's going on with me today. Our new principal officially takes over today, so that's another thing. We had a big celebration on Friday for our old principal leaving. We taped him to the wall of the gym, and that was fun. And not that many kids participated. It was more like an excuse to get out of 8th period, but I at least donated enough money for my class to each participate, for all the kids in my class to participate, and they were thankful, and it was silly. But yeah, that was just something silly and fun. And now we're in that weird time that comes after testing, where I was like, oh my gosh, I am a genius. I'm just finding it hard to get back into the routine of things. I'm able to determine what I need to do. I made a really good to-do list this morning. I'm just having trouble accomplishing things. At least I feel like I'm having trouble. I know I'm doing things, I just feel like I'm not doing enough. And then yesterday we had the day off because it was one of our bad weather makeup days, and we didn't use it this year because we didn't have any snow days or flood days. So we had it off. And yesterday I found that too. Like, I was just having trouble catching up, having trouble getting things done. Now, I got a lot of stuff done yesterday. I just didn't get done everything I wanted to get done. And there's a bunch of stuff I didn't even get to touch yesterday, and I'm barely being able to touch them and get them going today. So that's kind of what's going on. In terms of what my kids are doing, they are still finishing their flip books. Those are due tomorrow, which is Wednesday. And then after that, we're going to start something completely different. We're going to do some paper sculpture stuff. Hopefully we'll get to see that when they get to it. It's just something fun and silly to do for the last week. A big thing that I have done, let me find the list. Can't find the list. The big thing that I have done is make my end of the year cleaning list. And that's what I'm trying to find to show you. Well, so much for showing y'all. I can't find it. What I traditionally have is I'll have 1 or 2 days where we have this massive chore list where we do clean like everything in the room, like the scissors, the rulers, scrub the tables, scrub the walls, clean out all your files, hand back papers, sort out recycling, everything. Like tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. And it's amazing because then when it comes my turn on that day after the last day where we kind of have our like prep planning thing, it's super easy because all I have to do is finish the school's checklist and like take home anything I need to take home, and then like pack up anything that I didn't get to pack up with the kids, and that's it. I'm done. And normally that it gets me done in like 2 or 3 hours, which is awesome. So yeah, that's what's going on. Hopefully I can get my brain together and get some more stuff done, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. Happy there's 11 days of school left, including today. Today, my kids are finishing their flip books, which are due today, and as kids are turning them in, I am grading them And so at the end of each class period, I can just real quick see who hasn't turned in and bug those kids as they leave to make sure that they are turning them in. I mean, really simple, really fast. That's what's happening today in my classroom. I am working on preparing things for tomorrow, so I have a couple little projects that I have to do. Let's see, I'm always misplacing papers these days. I don't know. Speaking of misplacing papers, so yesterday in the vlog, I was looking for my year-end checklist. Well, I dug through everything in my desk. I even cleared out all the papers, organized them. Couldn't find it, but I took a picture. I'm so glad I took a picture because that would have been a real pain. And there's a lot of things I hand wrote on there that I didn't type in, which I'll probably need to go in and type those on the list. But I also color-coded it by class period, so that's all organized for next week. I'll tell you more about that when we get to it. But tomorrow, we are taking a look at the artist Claes Oldenburg, and he did massive statues of everyday objects. One of his statues I saw in Vegas was a little birdie from the game badminton, and it was maybe 10, 15 feet tall and 5, 6 feet wide. It was humongous. And so we're going to take inspiration from that, and the kids are going to work in groups and then design some kind of little food sculpture. And I say little as in we're not going to make them 10 feet tall, but they are going to be like 2 or 3 feet. What I'm going to tell kids is make it just a little bit bigger, just a bit bigger than your head. And they're working in groups because we only have a couple days, haven't done anything collaborative. And so we are taking bulletin board paper, and that is the base. In fact, an example started, this is a hamburger bun. And so you cut the bulletin board paper, and I'm going to kind of let the kids figure out how to make it work for them. And then they have like a top and a bottom piece. Then they glue it on the sides. This one, it had slits cut so it looks round. I'm going to have to do a lot of coaching over the next few days to kind of help kids solve problems, but that's another reason to work in groups, because they can help each other solve problems. Other than that, the other things I'm working on today, and again, I don't know, I feel like I'm always misplacing things because I don't know where those prints went. But I am working on the Art 3 summer project, and then I am handing back papers. I kind of spur of the moment this morning during first period. I was like, okay, we have a lot of kids that are done. We need something for them to do. Let's start handing back papers so we don't have to do it next week. And so I just went for it, and then I went through all of the big papers, like a lot of the 12 by 18, 13 by 20 papers, and I started organizing that, and I got that all super organized. I even had those kids go take down artwork so I can update displays and all sorts of things. So we're just rolling and getting things done, and tomorrow we'll start those sculptures, and that'll be silly, and hopefully it goes well. See you tomorrow. Hello, everyone. It is Thursday, and there are 9 days of school left after today, 10 including today. Thank you. Okay, today, like I was telling you yesterday, we are starting our food sculptures. And if you can't tell, we're using paper. So as I was kind of describing yesterday, how it works is the students are going to work in groups. So today I showed them a video about Claes Oldenburg, who made the larger-than-life sculptures. He did lots of... paper fell over. He did lots of different kinds of work. For example, he had a gallery where he kind of started his ideas and his concepts with showing something that is typically usable, that has a function, and making it non-functional to make its function to be a piece of art, which is really cool. So we watched a video on that, and then I showed them lots of images of his humongous sculptures. Things like in New York City, there is a humongous clothespin that's like 20 feet tall. So things like that, just to kind of show them this is kind of what we're going for. I am purposely not showing them any images of paper food sculptures because I want them to figure it out. Then the kids are forming groups, and in those groups they're deciding what they're going to make and making a drawing. And as the kids are doing that, I'm going around the room talking with the groups. When they think that they're done with their design, I go and talk with them and talk them through how are you going to make it. And so I'm basically just asking them, how are you going to make it? And if they answer, oh, with paper, I'm like, that's what you're going to use. How are you going to make it? What are you going to do first and second? And trying to get them to think about and figure out what they're going to do in their project so they can do it. And then once that's approved, I grade it, and so I'm writing those grades down so I can finish up my grades for the year. And then I give them permission to access the paper and the scissors and the hot glue. We'll see how it goes with hot glue. So far, so good. I just have set up near my desk, which by the way is just like over to the side there at the end of the counter where you see the sweaters. So I just have a power strip, 3 glue guns, and then if they need more glue sticks, I am going to give them to them. I'll be in control of them. I just don't want them to overuse. Although I have tons of it, because the last couple years we did like 3 projects throughout the year that used it, and this year I just only had 1 so far. So there's that. But I have those set up. Hopefully my glue guns work. Cross my fingers, because I need to replace all of my hot glue guns. They're just like kid used. Like, look at this. That's disgusting. And there's like a piece broken off. I just bought these 2 years ago. Even this older one is cleaner. I don't know. But what they are doing with their project, after they decide their food, they're going to do a top layer and decorate that. That's our bell, by the way. Okay, now that that is over, which, by the way, that releases kids for lunch. Oh yeah, so they do the top layer, and they decorate it, and then they have to decide if they want an in-between layer to make it like a cylinder, or if they just want to do a bottom and kind of make it thin on the edges and kind of smushy in the middle. And so then they cut out the bottom piece, which is supposed to be like the same size. And then they stuff it. And the idea was to use newspaper, but I don't have that much. And I realized that it's going to be kind of hard for me to collect a lot. And I really do not want to go to a ton of places tonight and get enough newspaper for this project. But an idea. Make sure there's no name. We just collected, or we handed back papers yesterday, and so I have a humongous stack of little things like worksheets that kids didn't want to keep, and so I was just like, okay, you know what, we're going to use those in your projects. You don't want them, and that way I don't have to take them home and recycle them, just put them in your projects. And that way I don't have to deal with newspaper. I was so proud of myself when I came up with that idea just now. I was like, oh my gosh, I am a genius. Well, let's see what's going on. Other than that, in terms of work, the internet doesn't work at school today, so I'm using cell phone data, and it works fine. My cell phone network at school is pretty good, except if I'm streaming music and then trying to access grades, which, by the way, the grade system is normally kind of slow. It works. It just takes like a minute for it to save grades, and it's okay. It's working out. So far, so good. The other really good thing about this project that I am loving is that all of my kids are engaged. Like, they are really loving working together. They are seem to really be interested in this project. Like, last period, third period, I have a couple of boys who just like are typically very disinterested. They're artists, so that's why they're in art. They are very talented, but they don't really apply themselves very well. And it's because they don't really... Paper fell over again. They're not really that interested in most of the things I give them, except for graffiti. They like graffiti. So in this project, they get to work together, and like, they were super on top of things. I was listening to their conversation. It was on topic the entire time. They got most of their project done. Like, they're probably going to finish tomorrow, which is awesome because we have 3 days to do these paper sculptures. So that's what's going on today. I am going to go and enjoy my lunch now because I have 30 minutes to eat lunch before next period starts. But yeah, talk to you later. Hi. Looks nice. I like it. Happy Friday! It is the end of the week and it's the end of the day, and we only have 8 days of school left, aka 2 weeks. So today my students were working on their paper food sculptures like we were doing before, and it's going pretty darn good. Some students were still having a little bit of behavior problems. They're kind of getting a little bored, I guess. Yesterday, everything went amazingly. They were into it. They were loving it. Pretty much all my classes got 10s for their behavior score. And so today, some of them, I guess, got a little bit less interested. And some of the students who were absent yesterday were here today, and it caused a little bit more problems. So overall, really, really good, and their projects for the most part are progressing really well, and I keep looking up over there because their projects are spread out. In fact, I will even give you a little preview here. A little bit there, I can kind of see in there. Yeah. So they're working on them, and they're turning out great. I am super, super excited. The only thing is my room was like super messy all day. My mom said her back is hurting. That is eating stuff. So our hot glue counter got like really bad. Swept my room. I pre-swept before the custodians came in, and you can see that there's paper in places. I did not take a picture of my room at its worst because my brain was not working. I think I definitely have said it before. I am one of those people that works better when things are organized and clean, and that is why I am very organized in my classroom, because I can think better and I can teach better. And so when that paper was strewn everywhere, that paper, when it wasn't in its boxes, when it was all over the floor, and I just made sure the kids were working, and then I went over, spent 5 minutes, and cleaned it up. I did that like 3 times, and oh my gosh. We'll see how it goes tomorrow, or Monday. But yeah, those projects are due on Monday. So then after that, we got to paint our clay and do our room cleanup, and then award ceremonies on Friday. So school year is almost over. And then the week after that, the 3-day week is pretty much a throwaway week which basically, I don't know why we're here. Other than, I guess, maybe they needed a few more days to fulfill required instructional time, which is probably what it was, but it's not going to end up being instructional time. But Monday's Memorial Day that week, so that's off. Tuesday, I'm not here because I am chaperoning our water park trip for UIL. Since my kids won, I get to go on the trip as well as a chaperone, and I was selected for that as well. And then Tuesday or Wednesday that week is our star party to celebrate kids having finished STAR and working hard all year, kind of an end of the year party. Our parent-teacher organization is renting balloon houses, and so we're going to have a little rotation where one grade will be in classrooms, and we'll have like a PlayStation, Game Boy, something like, not a Game Boy, a GameCube, something like that set up for them to play, and then there'll be a classroom where they can just sit on their phones and read or play games or whatnot, and so there'll be another room where they can chat. So it's kind of like the electronics And then another group will be, or another grade will be in the park. We have a park a couple blocks away, and so we'll walk them down there. And then the last group will be in the gym with those obstacle course inflatables, and they'll get to play basketball and things like that. And then every couple hours they rotate, and then they go to lunches at their normal times. And so that basically means fun all day. And I think we do go to class for like 30 minutes in the morning or something just to take attendance. Again, throwaway time. So that day is going to be done, and then the last day of school. And when we get to it, I will share what we do in the last day of school, if I haven't already. But what I do is pretty special, not terribly unique, but my kids tend to enjoy it. Although I think I'm going to have to plan a little bit more because this year we have a full day on the last day of school. Normally we have a half day, which is nice because the half day is like, what do we do with them? So yeah, that's what's going on. I'm super excited for this weekend because I'm going running. I get to see family that I haven't seen in like a year. And then I get to hang out with one of my friends and do some embroidery and things like that. So it's going to be tons of fun. Looking forward to that. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see y'all next week.